Hey everyone, it's Meteorologist Jim Caldwell, and we are hanging out here with you in the WKYT Now studio. I was just trying to see why that thing popped up there again. But anyway, hey, is it warm out, y'all? It is. We are seeing those numbers really climb up the thermometer, and they're going to continue to do that here over the next few days. We do not have an active heat advisory or excessive heat warning for our area as a whole. You get up into Owen County and they have the excessive heat watch, but that's about it. The rest of us fall in the category of just plain old warm out there. You know, your typical summertime kind of stuff. What's the difference here? I know that it's been a lot of scuttlebutt here lately about what's the difference? Why aren't we in one of these? What's happening? Well, first of all, we haven't really even met the criteria. Yesterday we had a heat advisory and we didn't get to the level necessary for it to even be a thing. But they're flexing and bending the rules just a little bit on how they issue those from the National Weather Service. But here's the basic gist of it all. A heat advisory is issued when heat index equal to or greater than 105 degrees is going to happen for 3 consecutive hours. Now this is for Kentucky in particular. This changes in different parts of the country because they don't really deal with a high level heat index out in, you know, Arizona or into New Mexico. The dry air there, they don't have that. The humidity is a non-factor for them. So it takes other requirements for them to get it. The excessive heat warning is a heat index of 110 or above for 3 consecutive hours, and we're not meeting the criteria for that. Is it going to be plenty warm out there? You bet your bottom dollar. Is it going to be dangerously hot if you overdo it outside? Yes, absolutely it is. These numbers just make that activity a little harder to get out there and do, to be a part of. Now, we look at the current heat index map, and you can see that we are ramping up all over the place. You got 93 in Danville, showing 98 in Somerset, already up to 101 in Glasgow, 90 in London, and a little cooler into eastern portions of Kentucky. There's actually a front kind of parked on top of us right now. So with that being said, you see that it is certainly on the steamier side. Now the one I want you to pay close attention to is that temperature or that heat index in Lexington. Here's the deal. The heat index in Lexington is showing 94 degrees. I'm going to show you a different source so we can just compare them, okay? We're going to compare to the Kentucky Mesonet site, and I'm going to zoom in a little tight. It's hard to see because the colors are so bright. But in fact, one of our sites is suggesting that the heat index is 94 degrees as well out at the other location. There's a new spot that's also in play, and it's showing a heat index of about 88 degrees. So actual air temperature of 84 on one side of town, showing an actual air temperature of 81 on the other. So that's to compare. So right now, if you just base it off of one of the extra sites that we have access to, you are running at a pretty consistent level, even with that 94 degree heat index. All right, that's just me going down a rabbit hole. Let's keep going through the heat index forecast. We'll see those numbers stay on the steamier side here the next few days. We get over into your Thursday, and I think that's going to be one of the hotter days that you experience as we can get into the triple digits. That's if we can hold off some showers and thunderstorms, because they could also be in the area at that time. Remember I was talking about that front kind of playing peekaboo with us there in northeastern Kentucky? Well, there it is. You can actually see it on that map. The muggy meter here, because of that, the presence of that front, it could drop the humidity down just a little bit here, but then you see it climbs again, gets back into those rough categories here for several days. Highs today generally in the upper 80s, low 90s for you, and that's where we end up for a little while. Let's go beyond the heat dome. You remember beyond the Thunderdome? Well, we're going beyond the heat dome here. And Friday, we're still right in the thick of it. See how it expands across Kentucky and several other states? Look what happens as we get into Saturday. I'm dropping the word hot, and I'm replacing it with warm, because it's going to be plain old warm out there. We're going to be back in the 80s for daytime highs, upper 80s, so above average. And then eventually, we're back in the low to mid 80s as that air sinks a little deeper to the south. So that's what we are tracking out there. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us here on this Facebook Live and on this YouTube stream. We will be back on television in about 29 minutes for the latest with WKYT News at noon. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you.